back. You're watching Morning Cafe, and today on Tuesday, Biashara Tuesday, we are talking about a topic that is reshaping businesses worldwide, and this is digital transformation. And you know, SMEs, that is small and medium enterprises, shape economies worldwide. But in this digital era, what exactly is happening there? How are they taking this new challenge with them? And to help us unpack this is Patrick Muraguri, that is the CEO of Have a Go Business Systems, and it's a company committed to guiding SMEs through the digital transformation journey. Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning, Anne.
Happy New Year and welcome to the show. You're well?
Yes, I am, and thank you for having me again.
All right. And you know, when we talk about digital transformation, it feels like a buzzword, but for the benefit of our viewer, what exactly is digital transformation and in the context of SMEs?
It's the use of technology in various aspects of a business, large or small. It's a journey that all businesses take, and it starts with digitizing one small aspect of the business and going up until you can digitize more serious functions, and you can call your business digitally transformed. So it is the use of technology to do or to conduct an activity in the business, a normal business activity. Yes.
When you talk about SMEs, why is it important for them to embrace this digital field?
This is hope for SMEs. They can also join the superhighway. They can also use technology to go faster, to become more effective, more efficient, through the method that is used by other bigger companies. It is actually something available, the digital superhighway, and we wish they saw the hope in digitizing. This is an open pathway for them to be more effective in what they're doing, and they just need to step back a little bit. What is it they can do with this digital technology? How can it help their business? And there's nearly always a way you can use digital technologies to make your business more effective. You make better products, better quality. You provide better services, and you can reach more people from your small business.
So what exactly are these bigger businesses doing that SMEs are not doing exactly?
Okay. You can have a fully digitized business. For instance, a bank can be fully digitized. So there's no bricks and mortar, there's no branch, for instance. Everything happens online. But what SMEs aren't doing right now, they're not finding that little step, that baby step they need to take to get closer to becoming more effective using digital technologies. So the SMEs are busy. They're busy working in their business, and they haven't sometimes had the chance to step back to try and find out what is it that can be done using the available system, using the internet, using the pathways that are being used to send email or send WhatsApp. So it is that they are probably a bit too busy working in the business and not stepping back and asking, what is this that I can do with the digital technologies? Can I do this better? That's a question they should be asking themselves. Can I do this better? Is there a better way to do this? And nearly always, you will find that the aid that you get or the tools that you get will be digital tools. We're
talking about digital transformation in 2025, and I would say that 2020-2019, the COVID-19, should have really taught us a lesson, right? When everything now, kila kitu imeenda haywire, now we are going digital. But how are we doing now as a country in terms of embracing digital transformation, especially now for these people, the small and medium enterprises?
We learned very good lessons during the COVID period. We learned that we could work from a distance. We didn't have to report to an office. We could actually run a business from home. So that is a lesson that has carried on. SMEs have found that they could actually reach markets, and we wish more of them could do that. Right now, this is 2025. Those businesses that picked up on digital technologies are a lot more effective. In fact, there are three benefits they could be getting. They have reduced their costs communicating or doing business. They've also reduced the risk with which they use or they provide a service, so there's better quality, more consistent quality. And for some of them, they've actually become more profitable by working through some digital kind of aid. So those who hung on and stayed with the systems that they thought could help them, they are making better profits. They've probably expanded their businesses into more branches because they can actually use technology to manage the branches. They can see what's happening in the branches. They can use something, a software that might be available online to conduct all their payments in all the branches, and even generate accounts for each one of their branches without having to go there or without having to employ an accountant. And that is through digital technologies.
Yeah, and you know, when you talk about these platforms where people can now channel their money, you know, we also need to break it down for them that when you're talking about digital transformation, it's not only about selling your products online. You've mentioned now things like being able to pay for these online, that is M-Pesa, banks. What else is available for SMEs?
I would say messaging. You can send more messages in a shorter time to your client base or customer base using a messaging platform, for instance. You can also receive comments from them. You can interact with them, with customers online or through a platform much more easily. So those are two methods, communication. And another way, the third way, would be to manage your finances, manage your cash flow. For instance, we've got a tool that is available for SMEs for managing their cash flow without actually having to write in exercise books, for instance. You can actually track your cash flow with a mobile app. So those are the kinds of ways. There's always a way. Where there's a will, if you want to actually grow your business consistently, you want to transform some of the things you do to a more consistent way, you will find there's somebody providing a technology solution, and it's worth considering. It's worth asking for, how would this help my business?
So what are these technologies used by SMEs?
Yes.
The technologies that are used by SMEs?
Yes. Like manage your cash flow, for instance. Have your cash flow managed with an app, for instance. Okay. Have your stock managed by an app or with the help of an app. And that will save you. You'll reduce the risk of loss of your stock if you're using a stock management tool, which is a digital tool.
Are these things available really for Kenya SMEs, or is it only in the urban area?
Rural areas are very active in searching for tools, by the way.
More than urban areas?
Well, I would say it's a 50-50. But they know the challenge of distance, and they feel the pinch, and they search aggressively. But basically, either urban businesses or businesses in rural areas, they are equally able to access digital technologies. That's a beauty. That's a beauty. Distance is nothing when it comes to technology. You need a connection, you need your data, and quite often the cost of that data is less than what you're saving. You're saving more, you're being more effective. So it's an open field. We encourage SMEs to step back and find out what they can use. So
where are the gaps exactly? Because, you know, we would say that for SMEs in the urban areas, they're more exposed to the internet. We have TikTok is here. TikTok is booming now. We see people selling their products on TikTok. We see them being sold on Instagram. And if you're talking about urban areas also not tapping into digital transformation as much as they should, then where is the gap exactly? Is it that they are ignorant or what?
I would say the courage to step back. You need the courage to step back and find out, in the midst of all this busyness, what can be done better? Is there something that can be done better? It's just the entrepreneur. He needs or she needs to take that step back, maybe they are busy, but there's also some disadvantages about being busy. You don't step back enough.
Yeah.
So should they step back enough, they will find better ways to do their work, to conduct their functions using the digital tools available. So I would say urban SMEs, rural SMEs, everyone has a chance. Everyone has a chance to do better through digital technologies. In fact, all of them will experience savings. Yeah.
So maybe what are the challenges that are there for these SMEs in terms of now not them embracing digital transformation or digital solutions as much as they should?
You get left behind. Somebody starts doing things faster or more effectively or more cost effectively. You get left behind. If you don't face up to that challenge and decide, look, I'm going to find a better way to do this. So that challenge continues to haunt you until you face up to it and find out, how can I do this better? How can I do it faster? How can I do it more consistently? To give me time to do other things, to concentrate on customer issues. How can a system, what system can I find? And nearly always, if you're doing the research, you will find a solution. Yeah.
You say that sometimes they're too busy, and now because you say their busyness is making them not to tap into this thing exactly. But if you're hoping that digital transformation and digital solutions will be here to ease in their work in terms of putting their products out there in the market, then what exactly is the problem? If digital transformation is here and they're not tapping into it, and it should make their work easier, then what is the problem exactly?
I would say business owners need to be proactive. They're probably not being proactive enough, and it's not all of them. Being proactive should be an aspect of entrepreneurship. That could be a problem. They're not proactive enough, or putting things off till later. Putting things off till later, that can work against you. It puts you a few steps back. You should have got a solution at the right time. But now there's so many issues you're dealing with. You're so busy, you can't extract yourself, you can't step back again. So I would say it's a thing about business. Be alert, be proactive, don't procrastinate. And you will solve one problem or one area at a time. You will actually make your business work better in this area, then move on to the next and the next. It's a journey. It's a journey. And it's a never-ending journey, because even what you're doing, you could do it even better. So always think, how can it be done better? So there is a way. Where there is a will, there is a way.
So do you think there's much education around digitizing businesses? As much as we want them to go digital, are they really taught how this works in terms of embracing also technology?
Okay, that kind of training, you wouldn't find it in normal school, academic learning. So yes, there's a challenge getting that education. But you need to be in the school of self-teaching. You need to be able to think of finding knowledge yourself. Yes, and there is knowledge. There's knowledge. One of the platforms is YouTube. YouTube will always give you some ideas for free. And there's so much you can pick up from the internet. Google will give you a lot of leads, you can search and find lots of hints as to where you should be looking. And use search words that will get you to the source or the solution. AI is a new field for finding information. So you shouldn't be afraid to use AI. AI will get to a point where it's actually solving problems for you. For now, it will give you information on how to deal with something, or what are some of the factors that you should be considering. And that's good knowledge.
Yes.
So AI, artificial intelligence, just use it. Start using it. You can access AI on your mobile phone. So start investigating.
And you know, Patrick, I'll still come back to this point. It's not everyone who has really good access to also, let's say YouTube. So kila mtu anatumia YouTube. Not everyone knows how to use AI. We have mama mbogas, you know. Now, these people, let's talk about them. You know, the whole country is now going digital. We are all embracing technology. And I would want to wonder now, who is going to teach these small businesses? Let's even say Mama Mboga, for example, how to digitize, anauza samaki pale nje, how to put that out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The service providers are actually finding their way there. Fortunately, those who have a solution are also, and they are SMEs, a lot of them, they are active. They're going to the rural areas and offering them solutions. So for that open SMEs, they will ask, what was that you said that you're offering? How does it help me? I would say the best approach is be proactive. You're a business owner. You're no longer in the field of waiting to see what happens. You're a go-getter. So there's no better time to be a go-getter than now, because now is when there are many more solutions available. And you can access them, a lot of them, that knowledge is free. Yes, so take courage. Even if you're up country, even if you're Mama Mboga, take courage and find out. Just key in your problem, key in your question. Let's see what happens, what result you'll get.
Yeah. And you know, also, cost is a barrier sometimes for these SMEs. Now, how can these businesses with limited budgets also get something from digital transformation?
I would say the cost of digital services is coming down. There are packages or solutions which are as low as a fraction of a percent to transact your payments. A payment gateway which will charge you only something like a fraction of 1% to charge you to process your payments. And that is quite affordable. Even a Mama Mboga would afford that. 0.5%, 2.5%, or 0.25%. On the other hand, there's going to be other solutions which cost more. Yes, but as the business grows, you will still find that you are making more gains than the expense that you're spending. But having said that, go for the free information first. Education, online. Have a mind to find out and use the free resources online first. Pay for data. Yes, pay for data. The only way for you to get onto the information superhighway is to pay for data. So, and a rural-based person will be able to access data. And I won't be surprised if there's going to be questions being asked about, which search words should we use? That would be a good thing to ask.
Yes.
Which search words should I use?
Yes, now you could now pick it up from there. What should we use?
How can I manage my cash flow better?
Yeah.
How can I manage my cash flow better? Yes, that's a good question. It takes you directly to solutions to do with cash flow management. Okay. How can I send messages to many customers at a time in one go? That's another one. To tell you what are the messaging apps.
Is WhatsApp group an option?
Yes, you could message to your WhatsApp group, but you need to structure your message to suit that group, and there could be a platform which can do that for you. By the way, AI can craft messages for you. Yeah. Yes. So use ChatGPT and others.
Now, when you talk about how to message your customers in bulk, and I've asked about WhatsApp. You know, sometimes WhatsApp can be overwhelming. Kuna wale ambao wataki kuwekwa kwa WhatsApp group. Now, is there an available option for a group messaging app that is not WhatsApp for these business people to tap into?
There could be. There could well be. And It depends on the kind of customer base you're looking out for. But having said that, there's also Facebook.
Yes.
You can message through that. You can do live streams and reach the people if they want a different kind of forum. One they can see. You can send that through too. You can also try to send a message when people are most responsive. Find out the time and have that message transmitted at that time of day. When they're most receptive, maybe they are on their transport to work, so they're just flicking through and just want to have a look at what's available. So it's a lot of trying to find out what's going to work best. But the more you search, the more you find the right way or the best way. And the more you find other options as well. So keep searching, keep trying to find better ways, and you will find them. Yeah.
I know we're only 14 days into 2025, but you know, sio mbaya vile, but the trends that you saw in 2024 in digital transformation, what do you think these SMEs could carry on into 2025, or what wasn't there in 2024 that now they should be tapping into for 2025?
Well, I would say AI, artificial intelligence, has grown a lot more, has become a lot more available, and several options. So as an SME, that is an area we should start going into, find out what it has for you, what problems it can solve for you, or what information it can give you. So that's one. But having said that, whatever your experience was in 2024, the question should be, what can I do better this year, 2025? That question should be in your mind. What can I do better? And what are the options that are available? Can something that you know really you managed to do it well last year, can you find a system to do it consistently? That would be a good question. That would be something good to take you on the next step for digitalization. And can I do this? Can I have somebody assist me in this, for instance? What solutions do they have to assist me with?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a good time. The beginning of the year is the best time to think,
start.
look, I'm going to do things better this year. I've got goals. I want to expand my market. I want to make more profit, for instance. I want to reduce my costs. I want to reduce risks to my business. And I want to grow the business. For each one of those, please be open to the solutions that will be available that will use technology. You will find they're cost effective. You'll find them first of all, and you'll find the cost effective ones. Try them out. Try them out.
Even as you say that with Kianza is the best time to start up these things, would you say that it's also a good time to take up loans for one to be able to now better their businesses?
I would say systems should come first. What systems do you have for applying that loan as effectively as possible? If you have the systems you're going to use, first of all, you will find the options for loans. Two, you'll be able to maximize on that loan when it comes on board. But if you just go for the loan, the digital loan or whatever, and you haven't quite prepared how you're going to maximize its benefit and get a return from it, it may not be the best time. Yeah. But once you've set yourself up, maybe, and you've seen the growth, you've seen the potential, maybe that's the good time for the loan. So let's not go according to the calendar. Let's go according to the preparedness and then the need that you've identified that will be satisfied by additional working capital, for instance, or an additional piece of equipment, an additional asset.
I want us to talk about Have a Go Business Systems, that is your company. It specializes in providing solutions to SMEs. What exactly do you do there for these small, medium enterprises where you work?
What we've done, Anne, is we've found out the core functions or the minimum functions that a business needs to have. We've identified 4 pillars. We call them pillars of a business, of a small business, which we've come out with solutions, or we're developing solutions, digital solutions. The first is cash flow management, helping an SME manage their cash flow better. So there's less risk to that cash flow. So you don't have to reinvest new cash from your pocket every so often. Hopefully, if you did it many times last year, hopefully this year you'll do it fewer times, because you'll manage that cash flow using the tool, the app provided. So cash flow management is one. The better you manage your cash flow, the more the chances of growth. Okay, and the more the chances you don't have to reinvest or to reinject capital. The other area is customer service. A lot of SMEs need structure around their customer service. They need an effective way to manage customers, because customers, hopefully you've narrowed down on your customer base. But your customer base needs to be handled in a better and better way, or at least in a consistent way. So a system to help you manage your cash flow. There will also be a digital tool to help you give that structure or get structure around customer service. The other one is operations. Operations can also be systemized and even digitized. And that's the third area, the third pillar. The fourth one is innovation. Innovation is your source of growth. So what we're doing at Havago, we have found out that innovation is unstructured. In fact, there's literal help in the way of helping an SME innovate. And quite often, the only source of new ideas is copying. Copying the next business or what you had someone else is doing. And then what happens is you copy, and everybody, so many people copy that there's not enough market, the prices crash, and everybody is disappointed. So rather than just using what you're seeing, a structure, and we are going to digitize that too, a structure to help you identify what you should be developing as your new innovation. Build it in a structured way, in a systematic way, and launch it. So innovation is necessary because that's the way you grow your business. With new ways of work or new ways of doing the work that you do, that is innovation. New products, that's innovation. New services, that's innovation. New related services to whatever you're supplying, whatever product you're supplying or service. So 4 pillars is what we've come up with. The absolutely essential pillars for an SME to become sustained and ready for growth. So that's what we're doing at Havago, working on those 4, digitizing each one of them, making them available cost effectively to SMEs on mobile phones and web apps. So that's what we're doing. That's our approach. Because businesses will grow more consistently. Less money will be lost, okay? Less risk to your capital. And also the chances that you will be more efficient means that you will save on the resources and be more profitable.
And you know, something you've mentioned that has caught my attention is managing cash flow. How do you do this as one of the 4 pillars?
What we've done, Anne, in cash flow management, we've identified the 4 minimum elements, the minimum 4 elements that impact cash flow. We've identified them, and we're helping the SME keep on top of each one of those elements daily. But even if you don't use it daily, every time you log into the tool, the app, you will look at those 4 elements, and you will see the summary of the cash flow. And it will hopefully drive in you a need to manage it better. But what we want to give you the pathway to grow it so that it's better each time. So that is cash flow management. Focusing on the working capital items, not focusing on money that you use outside the business or your physical assets or capital assets. What you do with your cash flow, where it is. So knowing where it is and knowing that you have control. So that app gives you the knowledge of where your money is and gives you or inspires in you a desire to keep on seeing it get better and better. What you need, and we also give advice, by the way.
Yeah.
Maybe you should consider this.
Yes, I will. I'm actually considering it.
Okay. So even advice on what to do, what step to do.
Yeah.
If your position looks the way it is, advice on the step you should take. We also offer that.
Is this nationwide or is it limited to a specific area alone?
Oh, nationwide. That's the thing about digital technologies. You just have access to the whole country. Yes, anybody can access it on a mobile phone. Yeah. Anybody who is able to use a mobile phone. Yes, a smartphone.
I know you should have started with this, but you see, maybe there's someone in SME watching this conversation right now and is wondering, where do I begin? You've mentioned research, you've talked much about AI, but where exactly do they begin?
Okay, you need to be market-oriented. Do you have a market? Is there a need in the market? And that need, how is it being met? Can you meet it? Can you meet that need? And what tool can you use to help you reach more of the prospective customers in that market? So that points already to a messaging app. Messaging app. The next question would be, how do you explain to them what you're selling? That could point to a catalog, which you could actually have on your WhatsApp business profile catalog for the products that you sell. So you can send that and people can see your catalog very cost effectively. Just open the WhatsApp and see the products. The next step, how do I meet the demand, or how do I satisfy the demand of those customers? What system shall I use? How will I reach them? Maybe it's online. Maybe it's a link that you can share out, right? Maybe it is something that you can, maybe a partnership with someone else who's supplying that same market. How can we work together? They're selling what they're selling. We are selling, we have a complementary product. How can we service the customer with our two offerings? So there's that option. If they are using a digital method, can you also latch onto it, or can you develop yours to match? So the starting step is always the market side. Is there the market? It's not just what you can do. Is there a market for what you can do?
Yeah. Yes. Now, how do we measure now the success of digital transformation efforts? I'm an SME, business owner. How do I measure it?
Have you increased your profitability? Are you using this less people to conduct that activity? Are you reaching more people? Are you more consistent? Is your quality improving? Those are measurements you can take. You can also follow through with a question, with an online call or with a phone call. How was our service? All right? And then you know the next thing to do to improve it, or even digitize that question. How was our service? Can you send out a message? How was our message? Rate it between 1 and 5. Was it good? 5 is good. 1 is bad. Can you just click or give us your rate, your score, okay, on a 1 to 5? That is now digitizing the customer experience question. How was our service?
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's options, Anne, and I wish we could talk more about this. SMEs need to be alert to the fact that the thing that will make work easier for them and help them increase their profits without increasing the number of resources like staff or even work for you or for you overnight, 24/7. The thing about digital technologies is they are available through 24/7. So how did that, being online, what sales did I get at odd times? What sales did I get, or what queries did I get at odd times? So that is a pointer to the impact of that being online 24/7 or being available 24/7, which you couldn't have done by yourself. No matter how many staff you would have employed, they couldn't have been as effective throughout the clock 24/7. So measure that, track that, and get encouraged by the results and look for the next step.
And sustainability is also a very important topic when we're talking about the global sustainability goals. So how do these people, these SMEs now, how are they assured that now this digital transformation is sustainable in the long run?
Well, digital transformation in many ways is reducing the use of resources. So already that's a plus. You use less resources, then you're impacting the environment less. So that's already a plus. You're traveling less, that's already a plus. You are using less materials, that's already a plus. So what I would say is that digital technologies are a step towards you being more environmentally sustainable. But of course, it depends on the product you're making, what product you make, or what crop do you grow, what are your inputs. Those are questions you should ask yourself and perhaps realize that it's a source of messaging if you are more environmentally friendly. If you safeguard the environment more, that's another source of a competitive advantage. So keep looking out for that. Are you impacting the environment positively or how negatively? What steps have you taken, and prepare to put that in your messaging. So yes, the environment must take its own, you have to spend time thinking. Are you impacting the environment negatively? And that's large companies as well as small companies. But depending on the industry that you're in, some will be more likely to have a bigger impact on the environment than others. But to digital technologies, you're more likely saving resources. So when you make a saving or you become more efficient, you are likely impacting sustainability better than if you're using more resources. So I would say you're on the right track. If you're going to use digital technologies, you're on the right track to reducing impact on the environment.
Everything that has an advantage, of course, lazima kiwe na disadvantage. Maybe you could also tell us, hata kama ni kidogo, what are the disadvantages of now digitizing your business?
Yes, thank you. Yes, there are some impacts that could be negative. For instance, if you lose that personal interaction with your customers, especially customers who need a personal interaction, that is something that you need to think about. How are you going to avoid that negative or potentially negative impact? That is something you should think about. So the interpersonal relationships. There could also be your inability to employ people that need a job. That might be considered a negative impact. You can't employ. But on the other hand, down the line, your business might grow to an extent it can employ more people, all right? So employment is an issue. We could say also the cost of some technologies could be considered a negative impact. But the best thing is that technology will save you in the long run. By the end of the year, you will see that you've made some savings. And savings normally translate to better profitability. Or efficiency improvements. You're producing more with less resources. So although you spent more to get your tool, your technology application, in the end, you are doing more with less. So that might be balanced out. It may not be a disadvantage. But it takes you to be proactive enough to think about it that way. So those are 3 areas which could be negative.
Yeah.
Could be. But I say only could be.
Yeah. When we were starting, I mentioned something about TikTok, because we see people marketing their products online, TikTok and Instagram. Isn't there a chance that maybe someday we could go back to an era where there's no TikTok again, there's no Instagram? Now, what happens to these businesses that are TikTok, Instagram centered?
My personal view is that it's unlikely. Social media of any channel, it's unlikely that it will get wiped out.
There are countries that have banned TikTok, for example, and they had businesses going on there. I think China. But I know there's a country that has banned TikTok, for example, now in that line.
That depends on the political environment you are, but I haven't heard of any such tendencies in our good country. So there shouldn't be any worry about channels being closed. In fact, most countries, if not, except the ones you've mentioned, most countries are progressively becoming more open to what works for people. So if social media is what works for people, that's the way they communicate, and that's the way they do business, it's unlikely that it will be reduced, it will be closed off. Yes, you need your economy to thrive also. Countries need economies to thrive, and SMEs, like you said, SMEs are maybe 90% of the business activity is from SMEs, even in the developed countries. So you wouldn't want to, in any way, stop that or slow it down. You need the economic impact, you need the employment impact, and you need the goods and services in the market. People need goods and services. And if anything, their need for goods and services is increasing as population increases, or even as tastes change. And so you wouldn't want to imagine that TikTok will be closed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to imagine that. It's unlikely, not for our country.
All right.
Yeah.
But I keep that at the back of my mind. You know, there were threats some time back, last year, 2023, to close it down, but let's put that behind us. Yeah. And you know, we've talked about challenges as well. Yeah. But what are some of these things that may be mistakes that SMEs make when tapping into these digital tools that now should be avoided?
Okay. That's a good question. And it brings me to using technologies in ways that you haven't quite thought will be effective. For instance, you could use a technology and then automate it. But that technology could be doing or making a mistake, okay, or giving a false impression. And you could be automating that false impression. So you're continuing to give or to offer a message that's not correct, and it's automated. So that is one of the mistakes you could make. So it pays to think through the way you want to be assisted by this tool before you use it. It pays to actually have trials on it. Be sure it's actually giving you the answer or the support that you need, and then you can rely on it. Also, let other people give you their feedback on it. How are they using it? Check the referrals, check the comments. How is it benefiting others? Okay, don't always take your interest or your concern for it as the best. Look at others. What are others saying? What are the reviews saying about this digital technology? So I would say you stay alert and don't just take anything. Don't just take anything. So that is a potential mistake. Another potential mistake that could be made in digitizing or digital transformation is trying to do something that doesn't quite match your business type. Okay? Doesn't quite match your business type. So try and see how it can be customized. Be sure it can be customized to your situation before you can adopt it. How does it work for your kind of business? Has it been tried out? Can you show me, demonstrate, ask for a demo? How is it working for my kind of business? So that will lead you to avoiding other mistakes of getting the wrong technology for your type of business. Yeah.
And we have a question for you,
Yes,
Patrick. Sure. Aisha Mohammed is asking, how can I leverage AI to enhance customer service and marketing my business?
Okay, very good question. The first thing is ask AI, ChatGPT, whatever, what are the ways to use or what are the ways to improve my customer service? Okay, and you just give it information. Give AI the information. Don't hold back. My business is in this field. What are the ways of improving customer service in this field? So get the information first. So you are leveraging AI to help you to take the next step. All right? You've got an objective sort of answer that you can use to help you take the next step. Okay? And that next step might be, how can I implement this in my business? All right? What technologies are there? I'm hoping that Aisha will take the digital technology path. What technologies are there for doing whatever answer you will have found through AI? What technologies are there in Kenya to do this? Or maybe in East Africa? Or what can I use in Kenya to answer that need or answer that problem or to provide a solution to that problem? You never know. Aisha, you're on the right track. You are on the right track. You will find ways to improve your business. And that's the way to go. Be proactive. Thank you for being proactive, Aisha.
All right, and you know, we were talking about business owners employing people, of course, and this as we wind up. How do these business owners now ensure that they're employing people who are also in line with their goal to digitize their businesses in order to ensure buy-ins? Because, you know, they could employ people who are not digital savvy. But how now do they ensure that their employees are also in line with this digitization?
That is a very good question. In fact, whatever digital technology you have chosen will help you choose the right person to employ. Can they work with this or not? Do they have any familiarity with this tool or not? Can they give information exactly the way this app or tool requires? Maybe that's all you need. Maybe that person doesn't even need to have that experience, prior experience. Can they give just the information you need on a daily basis for my app or for my software, and I will get my result? So they didn't need to be that experienced on that software, whatever it is, that digital technology. Can they just give the information that is required by this tool daily at this time? And maybe you might get people who can now go to the next level and even tell you how it might work better. You know, the information that they had, that there was no room for it, but they think it's useful. So they'll help you. In the first instance, you wanted them to do just a little bit of what's required, but you never know. That person might be so resourceful, they'll give you additional ideas as to how it could work better, or how there's this other information they had, but there was no place to enter that information. And you never know, you, the business owner, might be asking that question to the technology provider or the solution provider. Can you also improve this app so that it can capture this information? So there you are. You've got somebody you can rely on in employment. You've managed to get a better app through your provider, the provider of the software or the app, and your business is well on the way to maximizing the use of that technology. And while that's happening, you've got time to look at other areas of your business. Other areas which probably will also eventually benefit from a digital technology. So the process is it's a journey, like I said, it's a journey that never ends, but it is a rewarding journey. Because at the end of that year, hopefully the end of 2025, you will see you've made more profit by using less resources to produce more. And that was through the use of a technology of sorts.
Now, Patrick, you're winding up, but in 30 seconds, a word of advice for people who are just joining into digitizing their businesses, and people who are thinking about it but haven't yet joined.
I would say find out, make the move, be ready to find out how digital technologies can help you. And there will be a way, and you will not regret it. It's the digital technologies are the highway that even big businesses are growing their businesses and making themselves more competitive. So why not you in your small business? There will be a solution or two, even at your scale.
Thank you so much, Patrick. That is Patrick Muraguri, CEO of Have a Go Business. And he has mentioned that they are committed to guiding SMEs through this digital transformation journey. Thank you so much for watching. We take a break at this point. Stay with Morning Cafe.
Thank you, Anne.